Welcome back. I think one of the biggest strengths of our CS1 are its examples. Now, I can see people saying introducing basic concepts does not really support a great deal of creativity. However, I am a believer when you have lemons, make lemonade. As I indicated earlier, I do not do a Hello World program per se, but a program that prints a fun fact about yourself that can then be modified by the students to produce a fun fact about themselves can generate their interest. When dealing with assignment, I ask the students to imagine the doubling of the number of rabbits over several generations. I think the visualization helps there in multiple ways, and even the name of the program, Rabbits, 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 gets their attention. Choosing the right examples can be important. As noted in an earlier unit, faculty choosing examples that interest themselves is not the preferred route. Doing tax computations in April is not going to be interesting to college students in general. The CS1 examples are not determined in isolation or used out of habit. There should never be a single theme for the examples. You do not want a student who has a disinterest or dislike for something to be forced to deal with it all semester. Problems whose descriptions and/or solutions are easily visualized are generally effective. Once the students have been taught the basics of graphical drawing, the next assignment, always over a weekend, requires that they produce a program that produces something interesting, where interesting is in air quotes. Interesting can be as simple as a snow person, a tricolored flag, a rectangular house with a single door or window. What gets my students motivated is to allow them to separately submit their effort if they want it to be part of an art exhibition, to be visible by all, and with the winners getting some recognition and token prizes. You see here just some of the things people have produced. Later in the semester, when working with two-dimensional data structures, image processing often goes well, be it simulating the coloring of a picture, fractal generation, or image manipulation. So how do I get my examples? Well, I've created an interest survey that I've given to thousands of students to get insights on problems of interest. Analysis indicates that it's possible to pick problems that are on average interesting to all people, be it by gender or by ethnicity. The survey is available for you to take. If you desire, you can give it to your students and see what they report. You can also compare yours and their interests to other students and faculty. It all goes back to Chrestomathics. Choosing a problem like developing an app for the number of beans in a jelly bean jar. I tell my students of the hundreds of jelly beans that have given up their lives to me so that we can have a formula for the size of a bean, along with a good estimate on the percentage of used space in the jar. The result, the jelly bean count formula. The problem has a lot of nice elements to make it an early example or problem for talking about program interactivity. In fact, there's a resource for you to access all of the examples I have given to my students in CS1X over the last several years. It also includes the classes, class by class, all the tests, the epistles, and all the documentation that's been developed. I hope you find it useful. The integration of lecture and lab is an amplifier of everything else. Students do not have to wait until they get back to their rooms to try stuff out. They get to ask questions. I get to ask questions. I can be sure that the current concept is understood before moving on. So it's time for reflection. Please share your best assignments and examples, and tell me how these favorites motivate your students.